Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
This practical work, written by Sigmund Freud, for a psychologist, describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried treasures. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Of course. Well, Freud was kind of full of shit, so don't worry about it that much. A little bit early for Pierce to know that, I suppose. Well, someone's been in here playing chess. Darkwater history. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then, the region was a favored refuge for cacatanes. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. It's got nipples. Ooh, what a squat skeleton. Okay, anything else in here? This looks like... oh, fuck. This looks like it should be something. Oh, oil. Great. Honestly, so far we've been in, like, one place where I felt like it was dark enough to justify using it. A Puritan colony led by John Wickwood settled on... Was the Reverend's name Wickwood as well? Settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of this peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Hold on. Can I look at my books? Knowledge. Where's the Reverend? No. Did it say the Reverend's name? That's not the right one. Reverend Wickwood. Yeah, look at that. Oh my god, look at all the detectiving I've done. Jesus Christ. Man, this is not at all in any kind of, like, helpful order, is it? Whatever. Alright, yeah, they were both Wickwood. Incredible. So, Pierce might figure that out by the end of the game, because, I mean, I fucking figured out the Shambler nonsense in Act 2, but Pierce took a while to get there. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of this time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that it is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. Has that leveled up yet? No, it's almost there, though.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
These Tibetan writings are the origin of the esoteric movement founded by Helena Blavatsky at the end of the 19th century. The creator of Theosophy would have drawn extensively on the text of this work, but no one has ever been able to consult them. I thought they didn't exist. This book, discovered in the nameless bookstore on Darkwater, could be as much a fake as irrefutable proof of Blavatsky's sincerity. How close is occultism? Also close. So, what's in here?
What happened here?
Oh, it's time to reconstruct. Well, how about that? Before we do that, the least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 1. Okay. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. God, I'm having a stroke. What are we at? Did it level up yet? Oh my god, it's literally right fucking there. Alright. I just saw... I can see it right now.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Right here.
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
So yeah, they busted in. They came here.
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
How do you know they were tall? Oh, it's a big footprint, I guess? Fair enough.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
In here. Oh, look at all this
What
shit.
killed all these animals? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins? Looks like the symbol rejected Hawkins. Where
So I
did
guess
see it?
Pierce just is psychic, right? That seems to be the
What sort
implication.
of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
Oh.
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Okay. This is going good. Oh.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case. A strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
Alright. We've done it. Nice. It's actually very bad in Call of Cthulhu to have a higher occultism score, but here we are.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
Oh no. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will no doubt be that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality, in order that they be recovered and buried. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother, if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are found in the 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Oh no. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect, well, okay, fucking... Alright, fucking Nigma. Watch my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its contents into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide nor to suffer from your actions. Oh, God.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping
Yeah,
pills?
apparently.
What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder sign is the only one able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the star and the branch of whose purpose is to push back the forces of the great old ones were engraved at its centers. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner. An Egyptian antique dealer in press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor. The date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Key of Riley file. Okay. Well, that's a very, Riley. There's a lot of shit to interact with suddenly, isn't there?
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
A collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby. Also known as the Nightmare Lyrics, this collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
This is very subtle. A book of esoteric philosophy and a key text in Madame Blavatsky's Theosophical Movement, written by Helena Petrovna H.P. Blavatsky. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises. Right? Yeah, okay.
Another volume by Arkham editions.
By the legendary King Solomon, it contains various rituals of invocation and rituals of curse. Re-edition by Claudia D. Waits, based on L.W. De Lawrence's original. This work...
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
Opera in 8 acts by that, an infamous lyrical work published in Italy in 1768. It is said that the opera was performed only once, resulting in an audience riot that left several dead and missing.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Written in verse, written by Nostradamus, translated by E. Lonoy and Theophilus Widebridge.
Another volume by Arkham editions.
Manuscript translated by William R. Sandbach. The text claims that in the distant past, Europe and other continents were controlled by the mothers of the people, and moreover that our alphabet is derived from the Phreocian language.
Arkham editions.
Yes, Pierce, thank you for your input. Written by... This collection of texts on different beliefs was written by a legendary philosopher, including...
How many volumes are there in this collection?
Where's Funny Cat Names?
Another volume by Arkham editions.
Alright, moving on. Are there any more books we can suddenly interact with in here? What about in here? Oh, now.
Kind of chalice.
Looks extremely tacky, doesn't it? There's just a chip in it. Looks like it got glued back together. Seems very ancient. It seems to be made of gold and decorated with real precious stones. Do the rupees and sapphires make up a specific motif? Don't do this to me. Don't make me look at the fucking jewels or shit.
A kind of chalice.
Please do not make me, like, look at that shit and try and figure stuff out.
Things are not looking good.
Oh yeah, White's getting fucking dunked on, isn't it? God damn. True story. Alright.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide.
Oh god.
I should perhaps listen to them.
We got this book a second ago. Oh. Would you read the book?
What does this strange book contain?
Read
This book contains unholy
Oh, it's the
knowledge.
Shambler! Catalogs and classifies creatures that I've never heard of. Divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as the reference work on the bestiary of the myth. Without giving details on the mythology to which it refers, its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. It's the Shambler. Did we do it? Yes. We did it. Nice. Oh, that's up to 3. Oh, my goodness. We're going to be masters in no time. Where's the phonograph in this building? Just notice these glowing things. Whatever. Is it in here? Where's the phonograph? Here it is. Oh, God.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods. Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
Alright, so it's the number of white
And you,
pieces.
Red Drops, like
Red
my dear
ones.
friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them. Dear friend, I thank you again
So,
for the
the
anthology
number
of the works of
of
Arkham editions that
those.
you sent
So,
me.
this is the one that's going to give
The
me trouble.
chalice of knowledge.
I think those are the rupees. Rupees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, hold on. It's better if I go from the crack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5
Volume 9,
rupees.
Azathoth and Other Horrors seemed particularly
There's
relevant to my research.
4 white
I
pieces
never
on the
tire of
board.
browsing through them.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You weren't one, right? No. So it was 6. No, please. Oh, like this. Okay. 6. No? Oh, change lock. 6, 4. Fuck. How many of these were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No. It's probably the rubies I've gotten wrong. Unless there's another... Well, it said Azathoth specifically, didn't it?
So these are the volumes. What did Drake say about this collection?
Which
Drake
one?
talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was taught. What did Drake say about? Drake talked about a particular.
Yes,
so
he
these
did.
are the volumes that Drake. What did Drake say about this
Azathoth and Other
collection?
Horrors. 1908. What's the number? 9. Okay. Nope. Not 9. What else is on the book? It could be the rubies that are wrong. God damn it. Give me a
Drake
second.
talked about a particular.
It might not include the queen. It might be
Shall refuse to be the
3.
playthings of destiny.
No. Maybe it's including everything, like just all the white pieces present, rather than the ones still on the board. Which is, that's a white piece, so that's 7. It's gotta be 9 for the anthology. Nope. I put 6 instead of 5. Nope. There we go. Okay, it was... I've just put 6 instead of 5. I'm stupid. And it was discounting the queen on the board. It's seen us. Riverside incident. The nameless bookstore, Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what a letter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin, laid inside, irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. So he actually just read the Necronomicon, which is an extremely bad idea that can just straight up kill you if you read it too many times. I didn't even notice that it was bound in flesh. Hold on, it's got to load now. That might take a little while because this game is it could be better produced. I won't lie to you. It's not super well optimized. You know, I consider the Lovecraft books to have a degree of subtlety to them, you know, and all like cosmic horror and all that, but then this game's just like, Squidman just disemboweled a guy in front of you, and now, hold on. Everybody start playing their scary piano tunes. Here comes the Shambler.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to
Is
bother
it just
him
me,
when
or is
that's
there
the
something
case.
weird about
Of
Fitzroy's
course.
torso area?
I'll see what I can do. Mr.
Just something
Blake,
about, like,
can you hear me?
The way his
I'm Dr.
arms are
Colden.
proportioned
We'll take
compared
care
to
of
his
you.
torso is like really
There's
weird to
nothing we
me.
can do. I tried talking to him.
I
He's
can't put my
catatonic.
finger on it. It doesn't help he's gesturing like he's a fucking sim, but like, there's something about his proportions that are just like a little off. He's a fish, man. So yeah, regarding the
What can you tell me
patient,
about him?
He was highly agitated an hour ago. We were about to tie him down when he fell asleep. 10 minutes ago, he curled up into a fetal position. I thought he was waking up, but no.
dude, that guy's head is so shiny. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Show me his file.
That's not possible.
Don't tell me Dr. Fuller has taken this file as well. We need it.
That's why I called you. This man's ailment has been hidden from us.
Come on now. What was he treated for?
An intoxication, I was told. After inhaling chemicals.
Alright.
What are his symptoms?
His temperature has been going down. His skin losing its color. His body rigid. I closed his eyes myself. They were glassing over. I didn't want them to dry out, and I couldn't bear to look at the expression on his face.
You did well. Don't worry. Let's stay professional, if you will. I don't recognize him. Did he just arrive on the island?
He said he worked on the docks, but not with Captain Fitzroy. I think he works for Ms. Baker.
Who?
You know, the woman at the head of their gang. They call her Cat.
Oh, I see.
Do you have other questions?
That'll do for the time being.
Any idea
I'm
what this
illuminated.
man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a foreign body.
Oh no, he's a chest burster.
His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally
And
dehydrated.
he's being
His
parasited.
fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin. Tender at the touch. Slightly sticky. 30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Erythematous papules around the eyes and eardrums. Necrosed palpebral tissue.
Yep, I know exactly what this
Smell.
means. Mm-hmm.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
This
I'm
boy
not
dead
sure
as
I have
fuck.
the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Well, I mean, you know, this seems like the logical one.
Did you
Yeah.
examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something inside.
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema?
What's an
Pushing with your
edema?
finger won't leave a trace. And look at these bumps.
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, I'm not sure Dr. Fuller is telling the truth.
What?
In spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at this rate.
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby.
It's almost like
What
something
about
is
his cranium?
sucking all the
It's
resources
soft
out
at
of
the
him.
touch. It does seem like the skull of a baby.
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
This boy dead as fuck.
I'm sure you'll find an explanation. You have to.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose to no avail. And you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier,
He seemed to feel better?
yes, like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain
It's a
his
fish,
condition.
man.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrials.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutations. And this transformation is killing him. His body simply can't cope.
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray
Uh-oh.
that it's not here.
Dude, look at this guy. He looks like a cartoon
May I know
character.
what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about
Dude,
what
his
you've done to
head
him?
looks like a bat.
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't
Oh, sick clipping.
appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best.
He looks like a
available
Dishonored character.
Your
You know what I mean?
imagination is without limit. It's your homemade
Like he's
drug again,
realistic,
is it
but he's
not?
caricatured.
Those people are not your guinea pigs.
care. There. What have you seen to put you in such a state?
Oh, let's be
I've
direct.
seen suction cups on his fingers, his falling body temperature, his dehydration. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway. I'm curious.
He's no longer human. These are the attributes of an animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more precise? Cephalopod, perhaps?
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doctor. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet. It will be, in time.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime,
This
take
is how-
care of
this
your
guy's a very
own
bad
conscience and
villain.
Try not to forget who you're dealing with.
Like, straight to his face, this person's like, I'm
threat?
gonna betray you at some
What did he
point.
mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder and one of our profession's most influential voices. My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation and career.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crimes?
Oh, that evidence exists. I'm sure of it. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office. What if you get caught?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
I mean, you don't have a name, so, you know, what can you do, really? Alright, so I guess we're just a completely different character now. That's cool. Do we have different stats? Well, I can't look because Pierce is not allowed, so... Which is fair enough. We're Marie right now.